So this demo is to show you how to use Git if you do not wish to use a graphical interface. You should be familiar with how to use Git at the command line anyway. So even if you plan on using Git primarily through PyCharm or some other tool, I recommend that you go through these exercises at least once so you can understand how it works. There are tools available through the command line which you cannot use through graphical interfaces. So first of all, if you want to know more, this is the best starting point. This hopefully you can read this. It says https://git-scm.com, and it's book English version 2, Getting Started the Command Line. So there's also lots of other languages. If you want Chinese or Greek or Russian, it's all available in your language. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to just follow these links where it says next, 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 next until we get to this little bit. There's a lot of good information we're skipping over, but all we want to do today, right now, is clone and work with an existing repo. So what you do is you come to a terminal. If you are in Windows, you should be using PowerShell. So you can go down to the corner of your screen and ask for a PowerShell, but you could also, it's probably called Terminal in Mac. So this is the environment you find yourself in. And then you want to say git, well, I need to find a folder. So for me, I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to make a new directory called temp. Okay, you can do that. You can navigate to whatever place you want, or you could just create your GitHub clone wherever you want. But I recommend making a folder and going into it first. Okay, now I want to do git clone, because this is what this page tells me to do. It says git clone, but I need the URL. So I'm going to either copy this here, or I'm just going to click on the link and I can grab the link from up here, or I can grab the link from down here. It's all the same link. It doesn't matter. They're all identical. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to paste that in there. Now it's going to ask me who I am and for my password. Now you shouldn't have to type in your password each time, but I do have to because I did not follow the directions. If I follow the directions here, there's instructions for setting your identity, and if you do it once, then you won't have to do it again. So you scroll down to figure out how to do that. There's instructions, your identity. So I could have followed these directions, and if I did, it would not keep asking me who I am. Okay, so that's what I'm following, those instructions, and now I have my repo, and I can go in here and I can see my homework, and I'm going to make some adjustments, changes, alright, and I'm going to save them. You can use whatever editing tool you're using. You could use your idle. I happen to be using Emacs, but do not use word processing software. You have to use a good text editor such as Sublime, or you can use anything that's made for the job. Okay, don't use text editing tools. All right, now I want to say git commit changes. Okay. I forgot to go down here. Whoops, now I am. Git commit so it's telling me my changes are not staged for commit. I don't really know what that means. I am very confused. But I'm going to try git push and see what happens. And I'm going to try just seeing if the changes come through. and I'm going to go here and see if the changes took. And it probably did not, because it told me that it didn't take my changes. Well, let me try this. Aha, there you go. The problem is, because I'm using the command line, I forgot this magic command, git add star.py. I could have just said git add star.star and it would add everything, but sometimes I have large data files or pictures or things in that directory and I don't want them to get pushed. Maybe I just want to push the code. So this is the important part. I have to say git add, git commit, git push, and now it should be all happy for me. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh this and see if the change took. There we go. See, the changes took. And I can also go back here and see, I can just see right here that my last change had the comment what. So I don't even have to look at the file to see that my new changes took. Okay? So I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry that I made that mistake, because it's a mistake you would probably make as well. And so now you know the correct set of things to do. Let's say, let me just write this down for you. Okay, so you need to create a folder or directory, enter it, and you need to say git clone and then your URL. Once you're in there, you need to say git add star.py, or if you're using another language, git add star dot, whatever your language looks like. But if you want to add everything, you can just say star.star, and then you want to say git commit, and you have to give it some kind of message, and then git push, and then password, etc. Okay? So that's your process. Once you add a particular file, then you don't have to keep adding it. But let's say I added a new file in here, I will probably have to go back and say git add star.py. Or if I only wanted to add a specific file, I would give the specific name of the file I just added. So you have to add, commit, and push. And when you're working on a graphical interface and you do a commit, I think it just added it for us. Anyway, there's a little bit of magic behind the scenes, and there you go.